Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda, channel name is Alba Stitcher, and this is a channel about cross stitch. This is Flosstube number 59 and today is the 20th of December. The end of the year is fast approaching. Christmas is just a matter of days away, and I thought if I don't film today, there is a chance it will not happen this year. It would be next year. So I've kind of gathered everything up. I hope I've got everything, and I thought I would give you a quick update on what's been happening with my stitching. I will do a little life update at the end, but it's just really, I think, focused around my dad and what's happening with him. So anyway, how is everyone? Happy Christmas if you celebrate. Hope you're organised. I was out at the weekend. The shops are a bit chaotic, but I'm glad to say that we're all kind of done and dusted here. Last bit of kind of food things to pick up, and that's about us. Not to put pressure on anyone. Do you, whatever suits you and your lifestyle, that's all good. But if you celebrate, then I hope you have a nice time. Today's a little bit of an anniversary for me. It's actually 3 years ago today that I returned home to Scotland. I remember that Sunday, that fateful day, the flights. It was all during COVID. There was loads of restrictions just put in place by the Dutch because there was a new COVID variant. And you know, all that seems like a lifetime ago, and it was only 3 years. So a little bit of a memory. I hadn't remembered myself. It came up on my Facebook page. So yeah. Anyway, let's get started with the stitching. Just let me have a little drink of my coffee. I'm still working. I will finish tomorrow for a week, which I'm delighted about. Work has been extremely busy, extremely stressful at times. So I'm glad I've got a few days off, which is nice. Anyway, you hear about stitching, you don't want to hear about the other stuff until the end. But what I do want to share with you is one big fabulous finish. And that is in fact my Quaker. And I finished the December Quaker, and here it is here in all its glory. I finished this quite early on in the year. I wish. No, in the month. I think around maybe the 10th or so. And it's amazing how quickly you just forget it and move on. But I do definitely want to share this with you. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen I made a couple of reels. Not that I'm that tech savvy, but I made a couple of reels of all the months together, because there is no way really to photograph all months. But I'll do a quick flip through now so that everyone can see them. This was obviously a stitch along that I started back in January. Yeah, and I've had a few wobbles along the way, because these Quakers, as much as they are beautiful and they are lovely, the colours were great, there's a lot of stitching in them. So anyone who's about to embark on it, just be aware of that. I know there's a few people who are planning to stitch them this year, so it would be great to see everyone's progress on them. And there was a few hardcore ones like myself who stuck it through to the end, which is really good as well. But so that's December. Steamed broccoli and cherry cobbler were the threads. I only needed one of each. I did think I would need two, and I did buy two, but one of each on the 32 count. And it's a kind of cream even weave that I had in my stash. But let me go through all of them so that you can see all 12 together. Okay. Let me show you. So I've got them on these kind of trouser hangers until I decide what I'm going to do. A lot of people have asked me how you're going to finish them. I have no idea at the moment. Initially, I had decided it was going to be flat folds. Now I'm not so sure. I don't know. Anyway, let me go through all of them. If you're looking for particular details about fabric, let me know. I've probably got it written down somewhere, but these are all just the months. So that was January, the beautiful blue. Then we had February, which was actually one of my favourites. I loved February. And then we had March, which was all the greens. And then April, which was quite controversial because it is, oh no, that's not April. Oh yeah. Yeah, April, because, gosh, this is times that I wish I edited. Because of its paleness of colour. I really liked it, and you can't see, but the green, you can see it in real life. Granted, I did think about unpicking the A and the P of April because it was so pale, but it's just kind of been a bit blown out by the light in here. So that was April, the controversial one. Then we had May, which my mum said was her favourite. And June, again a little bit on the paler side. And then we moved to, this is July. I hope this is going to sit okay. So then we had July, you can see it. August, September, October, November, and then, oh my goodness, then to December, and that's them all. You can see that I did switch. I stitched some on linen, and then I switched to even weave for them. So I started off in linen, and I ended up, if you look at the last ones, they were all in even weave, but they're all stitched on 32 count. And I am so happy I did it, and I finished them all, but it was a bumpy road. That's, just leave it like that. It was a bumpy road. A lot of people have asked me, do you have any plans for a stitch along this year? If you had asked me last week or the week before, I had to said no. Now I've got some ideas of some things. There's some great charts out there. There's some great ones that lend themselves to a kind of monthly stitch along. So I'm now in two minds. I don't know. I'll show you what I'm thinking, and whether it will come to fruition, I don't know. But I've been stitching on other things, so obviously that was a big part of my first kind of week and a bit of the month. But I did pick up some other projects along the way, and I'd like to share them with you as well. The first one that I picked up was my Mirabilia, which is the Christmas elf fairy. And I had started this, I think it was Christmas in July. I had not done a lot, or I had not put many stitches into her, but I decided to pick her up. But I'm at a crossroads with her. So here we go. This is how far we are. This is 32 count, picture this plus gingerbread. I used all the called for threads, and that, I think, lies some of my problem. I did look back on Instagram to see some people who had finished her, because obviously I'm now at the wings. And the called for the wings is a colour called Cloud. Let me show you it here. So this is the colour for the wings, and this is where I'm struggling. The wings, it is a very noticeable, in my opinion, blue. And I started putting it in, and I'm like, I'm not sure I like that. And that's why I stopped. I did pick up another Christmas piece, but that's why I stopped. I don't know. And I did look on Instagram, and someone had done it quite recently. So again, a lot to do with maybe the dye lots of the threads, and her wings were decidedly blue. And I don't know whether to replace it with a cryonic or a petite treasure braid, or I don't know. So that's really why I stopped. I had hoped I would get her finished before Christmas, but now I'm in a bit of a quandary with her. And it is a failing with me. I like to stitch all the time, and I like to just kind of keep it going. So when I hit a kind of bump like this, it knocks me a little bit. Not necessarily puts me off the project, but I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing now. Let me put it away, and I'll pick up something else, and we'll see how that goes. So that's exactly what I did. I was in a bit of a pickle, don't know what I'm going to do, and I decided to pick up another project, another Christmas project at that. And this time I picked up Pomegranate Santa, yep. And I also stitched a little bit on this. Now this is a very old whip. This is well kind of 3+ years. The chart was very popular a few years ago, and this is as far as I've gotten on it. Again, I was keen that I was going to get it finished for Christmas. This is stitched on Zweigart Blue Spruce, 32 count. You can see I've got a couple of dangling threads. Not like me, but I do. And this is as far as I've gotten with him. I'm not out of love with him. I think I just had enough. So I picked him up, finished off the other kind of pomegranate, finished off all the vines. Hang on a second. I finished off all the vines, and I was just starting on the kind of sleigh here and the star. So yeah, I'm not going to finish him, but he'll obviously not be a finish before Christmas either. There is still quite a lot to stitch on him. I'll show you the chart. And I'm stitching this with all the called for threads, but not the called for linen. Choose the blue spruce, which I quite like. Sorry, I chose the blue spruce. And it was because I had seen someone else do it on a blue, and I just really liked it. So that's Pomegranate Santa. So he got a little bit of love in the last few weeks as well, which is good. I have lots of whips. Do you think people would like a whip parade? I'm toying with it in my head. I don't know. I've always steered away from whip parades because just there's so much to show you, and if I would have time to do them, but I don't know. I'm kind of in the mind of maybe a whip parade. I don't know. So also stitched on this lovely project, which I am still very much in love and enjoying this. And here it is here. And this is from Cottage Garden Samplings. This is the Bear in the Woods. Let me just move this thread out the way. Oh, I've been a bit slapdash with my hanging threads here. So here is my progress. And for those of you who don't know what he looks like, this is him here. So I managed to make quite a bit of progress on him. I'm just going to, I feel as if dangling threads on other people doesn't bother me. When I'm showing my things, it bothers me. It's as simple as that. It's hard going. Just as well I've got bifocals on this. Sorry, varifocals. My mother gave me a row. You don't have bifocals, you have varifocals. So yeah, just as well I've got them for these old tired eyes. Anyway, here he is. He's a little bit better now that I've got rid of that hanging thread. So actually I'm making quite good progress on him, and he's quite a joy to stitch, particularly when I got to the kind of big blocks. I mean, I've still got quite a way to go, but enjoying stitching on this. And this is a 32 count even weave from River Hut Designs on Etsy. So yeah, made quite a good bit of progress on him, and every time I stitch on him I really enjoy it, and then I get distracted by something else, which you will see. Sometimes new starts, sometimes not new starts, and then yeah, there I am away down a rabbit hole. However, I did want to say a little bit about Cottage Garden Samplings. They've started a new year, kind of, I don't know, it's not a stitch along, but a kind of a yearly series, so a monthly series for the whole year. God, words are difficult. Oh gosh. Now I really do wish I edited. Anyway, and it's to do with houses, and a few people have mentioned them. I've seen it. The Santa house is lovely, but she's just released the castle. Oh, I like the castle. So as much as I thought I was going to resist that series, I won't do auto ship, but I might do what I did with this series, and I just dipped in and bought the ones that I really liked. So yes, there is a chance you may see some of that in the future. Oh. Why are words so difficult? Why can I have a conversation every day on the phone, in person, and yet come on camera? And yeah, words are difficult. Yeah, I'm sorry. So what else have I been stitching on? Well, I picked up another whip. I know, that's why I've got whips in the brain. And I'm thinking I want to do a whip parade, because when I was looking through my whips, everything I saw, I was like, oh, I want to stitch on that again. Oh, I need to stitch on that again. And as much as I have a substantial amount of haul to share with you, I also have this urge to return to some of my kind of older projects. So I picked this up and I've kind of stuck with it. And this is by Blackbird Design. I'm a big Blackbird Design fan. I've got a lot of the charts. I searched for a lot of charts as well, but this was Christmas Rose. And I looked back because I couldn't remember. Actually, I thought it was last year. I thought it was 2022. In May, I had decided to do, there is 4 in this series, 4 charts in this series. I had all 4. I had all 4 kitted up, or close to being kitted up. And I thought, I want to start one every week in May. A kind of version of kind of the old kind of mania that people used to do. So I did. And I started one and I finished it, and I'll show you that. And then I started this one and I started the other 2, which is Feliz Navidad and is it Good Cheer, I think is the other one. Very, 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 very tiny starts on all of them. I stuck with Merry Christmas, and I'll show you that finished. But the rest of them, I didn't do too much. So this is one of the whips I picked up. And I know I didn't have a lot done, but it's not huge. And that was part of the reason why I picked it up, because I knew it wasn't huge. It was probably quite manageable. Is it like 150 by 150? Maybe. Let me check. I'd rather give you accurate information or no information at all. That's what I would prefer. So it's 115 by 151, so I wasn't far off. And here is my progress on it. Now, what made me pick this one up? I've got a feeling I have seen it quite a lot on social media, and I thought, I've got that, let's get started. I think initially I had maybe this top corner and maybe half of this top alphabet, roughly. So I've managed to make quite a good progress in a few days, and I'm thinking I might stick with this. I might stick with this one. Maybe I get it finished before Christmas. Okay, maybe not Christmas, but maybe by the end of the year. And it would be a really nice kind of supplement to my other Blackbird Design Christmas finish. This is a Seraphim fabric, 32 count. I don't know what it's called. I don't think it's Old Stationery. I can't remember what it's called, but it's nice, really nice. The weave is quite loose on it, but it's really nice to stitch on, and I'm using all the called for. And I just wanted to show you this tree here. This tiny tree here is 2 colours. It's Tarragon, is it Tarragon and Oscar, I think. Let me see if I can get really close. And for me, that was just the perfect kind of small tree, kind of good illustration of a kind of Christmas fir, that sort of thing. And there's a little bit of tree in my haul as well, so I don't know what's happened to me. But yeah, I'm so glad I picked this one up and managed to get some stitching on it. I am thinking I'm going to stick with it for at least the next week, and then maybe after Christmas I'll switch to something else. But I wanted to show you my previous finish, which is just here. I have 2 finishes to share with you. Oh, that's not good. That frame's not good for me. Here it is here. And this is the first one that I did, called Merry Christmas, by Blackbird Design, and I really, really, really enjoyed stitching on this one. So that would be 2021, and I'm sure I finished it around about Christmas 2021, so 2 years ago. And that's what we've got. I'll show you a bit closer. It's framed. I got it framed at a local framer's, very reasonable. I don't remember what the fabric is. I will try and find out if anybody wants to know. I stitched it using all the called for threads, and I absolutely love it. And I just think the other one, the Christmas Rose, would just be a lovely kind of complement to this one. So number 1, hopefully number 2 before the end of the year. But I also have, and I'm just a bit worried that my frames maybe got damaged because I have all these. These are not being displayed, they're being stored, which is not great. And it's this one here, and this is also Blackbird design, and this is stitched using XU design, both fabric and floss. She did a floss pack, and I kept I did the English version at the bottom, so I will show you a bit closer. Again, I got it framed in the local frame shop at the same time. I think I got Merry Christmas done, and here it is here, and I'll just show you. And do you know something? I loved every stitch of that cardinal, every single stitch. At the beginning I was like, oh, I don't know how I'll do it, but I absolutely loved it. And let me just show you. I love all the holly, the berries, all the white snowflakes, and then, as I say, I did they get the choice, and I did 'Tis the Season to Be Jolly. And does that say 2020? It does. So 2020, that is, and I'm just wondering, does this one say 23? No, sorry, 21. No, it doesn't. So I failed miserably in 22, finishing 1, but here you go. That's my Blackbird design finish. Absolutely loved it. I loved the XU design fabric and threads. She did a little thread pack. Can't recommend it enough. I'm tempted to stitch the cardinal again, just with some of the berries. I enjoyed it so much. I really did. So yeah, they were 2 kind of previous finishes I wanted to share with you. Although I'm a bit worried that frame's getting bashed around. I'll need to have a look at how I'm storing them. What else do I have for you? Okay, I have haul. I have advent. I have giveaway winners. Let's do giveaway winners. That's nice. Okay. So the first giveaway I want to do is the one that I had running in my last video. In my last video, I was offering up 4 charts, all 4, to complete the whole series of seasons. So you had the spring one, which I have already stitched, winter, summer and autumn. I was offering these. All you had to do was use the word seasons, and I did a quick search or a random pick before I came to record, and the winner is, I'll just stick it there, that'll be easier, Cross Stitching Jacks. So if Cross Stitching Jacks could get in touch with me, I'll get these in the post. It will most likely be now after Christmas and New Year. I'll get them out in the post to you. So Cross Stitching Jacks, well done. If you send me your postal address, you can do it by email or you can message me on Instagram. Either is good. I'll get that in the post to you. And the other giveaway I have is from a couple of videos ago. Excuse the noise, but it was for this piece of fabric. I don't know if you remember, for my 3-year Flosstube anniversary, I decided to give away. I had 3 giveaways and one of them was a fabric. The person who won it did not get in touch, so I have drawn again. And if Britches get stitches, yeah, Britches get stitches, if you can get in touch with me, either by email or by a message on Instagram, I'll get this fabric in the post to you after New Year. So that was the 2 giveaway winners. Well done, congratulations. I hope you enjoy stitching on what you've won. And let's talk about, do I want to do plans or haul? Let's talk about a little bit about haul maybe, because I've got a little bundle of things here. The first thing is, I had a couple of advents going. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen the advents. I had 2 advent calendars. One was from Tom and Lily Creations and one was from Poppy Patch UK, which is actually, I think, a quilting shop who did cottage garden threads. Now, I don't think I'm going to go through all the threads with you because we're already in day 20, so that's like 40 threads. But I'll show you what I have. And if anyone's really interested, then I can always yeah, I can always go through them a bit more. But first of all, would I recommend these advent calendars? Very much so. I've enjoyed opening them. This is my second year of the Cottage Garden thread one. I will not do it again next year. I already have a box of threads that I don't use that much. So it's been nice receiving these ones, but that's it. Tom and Lily Creations, I'm already in their thread club and I'm still loving it. So that one I would probably do again. So Tom and Lily Creations. So this is the thread so far from Tom and Lily Creations. These are absolutely fabulous. I always like her threads. They give great coverage. There's a great kind of range of colours here. Her variegation tends to be more subtle, so if you want something a bit more obvious, these are possibly not your kind of threads, but if you like something that's a little bit subtle, then these for me were a good option. So far I've had a thread every day. We've also had a couple of metallics. We've also received a seam ripper, and I would love to say that I never use this, but unfortunately I do. And we received some kind of bobbins and some vouchers, some tea, that kind of thing. So it's not just the threads, you do get a few other things as well. Then we have the Cottage Garden threads. Now, these are not on a ring, so I'm not sure how I'm going to show these, but I will do my best. You will find with the Cottage Garden threads that the variegation is more noticeable. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it might put some people off, and I'll show you some maybe ones where it's more obvious than others, although I'm sure you can see it yourself. So let us watch this all fall to the floor. Here we go. Oh, not too bad. But so these are not all of them. I've got some more to show you, but these are like the kind of first one. And you can see with these ones here, it's like highly variegated. And some other ones not so variegated. So that's a kind of personal choice, I would say. And let me show you these other ones. Oh, again, let's watch all these drop to the floor, but I will do my best. And here we go. So there's the other ones. I didn't organise these to show you them in particular colour groupings or anything. So yeah, and they come in a great little box, and both the advent calendars come packaged. Oops, sorry. So that's just an example of what we've got. So that's the Tom and Lily, come in these little envelopes, and that's the Cottage Garden thread. So they all come packaged up, and then you can obviously open them on the correct day. Right. I think next year, if I'm being really honest, I need to go on a kind of thread detox. Is there such a thing? Should I make it such a thing, a thread detox? Because I do have lots of threads. I do like threads and fabric, obviously, but yeah, I have lots of threads. My threads don't stop there. I have other threads as well this month, or I received it, I think, just at the end of last month. And as I said, I've got a Tom and Lily Creations thread of the month, and this was November. It was called Hibernation, and these are the threads. You may have seen them. I think I saw somebody else show them on Flosstube, but let me show you them. These for me I thought were ideal for kind of autumn, and I can see them being used in some autumn projects. So there you go. That was my November threads of the month from Tom and Lily Creations. I really do need to go on a thread detox. It's not good. So yeah, lots of threads, which I love. Okay, let me see, what else do we have? I have some charts to show that I've purchased. Yeah, quite a lot. There's always quite a lot. Let me show you. You can decide whether it's a lot. I know it's a lot, but hey ho. First thing I picked up on Stash Unload which was this Seasons of the Heart, which I really liked. And as I say, I've all been in this mind of maybe not doing something next year, but now I'm tempted that I might do something. So yeah, Seasons of the Heart. So it's the 4 charts. I might change this obviously and change it to maybe a, I don't know if a Scottish or a UK flag. And then autumn and then winter, which is lovely. So that was off Stash Unload. So that's like a buy. It was a good price. And then I picked up a couple of Teresa Kogut's new books. This one is Hello Autumn. Teresa Kogut for me is a bit like Blackbird Design. She has some fabulous books that she releases. So this one here in particular caught my eye. I really liked it. Big Turkey. But yeah, there's a kind of a few charts in here. There's 8 in total. I don't think there's a cover page of all 8. And I really don't know if I can show you them without the charts. So this book I think is worthwhile. And then I picked up the Friendship Harvest book as well. And I like this, but I really do like the kind of pumpkin witch in the middle. I don't know how many charts are in this one. Let me see if I can, does it say 3 charts? So there's this one here that's on the front cover. And I understand that we're kind of out of autumn, but I do like then she has this little biscornu. And the third one is this little drum here. So these 2 books I thought were quite good. I then continued with my Plum Street addiction. Don't know what's happened, but I've got a real Plum Street addiction, and I picked up this one, Bony Bunch. I then picked up this one, which was Goodness and Plenty, and I was really attracted to this one here with a crow on it. And then I picked up this one here, which is called Grimm's Haunt. And then a couple of other ones, maybe a little bit more seasonal. Well, this one definitely is, which was the Robin Sampler by Heart and Hand. And this one comes with the little fabric doodah that you add on in the middle here. I really like that. I also picked up Tudor Swan by the Blue Flower. I really like that. And finally I picked this up from I think it was Fabrics by Crafty Kate. It's a Stacey Nash little pillow that I quite liked. Farm Market Pin Keep. I want to really kind of show you that because I love it. Okay. So that's the charts that I picked up. Let me see what else I have to share with you. I had received some Christmas cards. I've also received some gifts, but I'll maybe hang fire with the gifts until it's all kind of opened. But I wanted to show some of these Christmas cards because they're really cute. So this one was from Sue. Beautiful robin. I love a robin, so thank you, Sue. This one from my very good friend Melanie, Melly Ellie Stitches. She's a big Snoopy fan. It's delightful when I received the card. This one from my friend Dawn, Frosty X Stitch from Switzerland. And a surprise one from Pam and Steph as well. So as I say, I've received some stitchy gifts as well, but I'll share them in a future episode. Okay, what else do I want to show you? I wanted to show you something that I'm thinking about starting. I'm not great with plans. I really am not great with plans, and I don't know why, My job is to plan. That is my job. Maybe that's why I don't like plans for my stitching. I spend my day in, day out, planning resources. That's what my job is. So I don't often do plans, but sometimes I get a little notion of something and I really want to stitch it. I also have kind of New Year plans that I thought I was going to do, and yeah, I don't know. The thing is, maybe that's a good thing that I don't stick to any plans, but this one I think I will stick to, because I think I want to start it on Christmas Day-ish. Don't know if I'll definitely start it on Christmas Day, but Christmas Day-ish. And this is a Nora Corbett, and this is Ink Hollyberry. And I haven't really seen it stitched up, but I must have seen it somewhere on social media and I really liked it. And I'm going to do it on this fabric here. And I'll show you the threads. I have the threads. Well, I think I have the threads in here. Oh, DMC. Yeah, I have them all just thrown in here, so I apologise for that. I was just seeing what size it is. It's 101 by 158. Oh, I haven't got them all. I've got them all bundled up. I thought I had them all loose. So here are the threads. Maybe I'll take this fabric out. Again, apologise for the noise. I know the additional noise, a lot of people struggle with it. So this is what I'm thinking. On this fabric, and these are the colours. And that's the chart. That's my plan anyway. That's my Christmas plan. I did have other plans. I'm not saying that they'll not happen. They may also happen. I really want to start Gypsy Queen by Mirabilia. She's really big. That bothers me a little bit because she's so big. And it was funny because somebody said, oh, I don't know why people don't like doing big projects. In itself, it's no big deal. It's just more stitching. But it's, for me, about motivation and maybe never getting to the end of it. But that being said, I will not give up. I will always finish. There's only one project that I never think I will return to. And if you've followed me a little while, you'll probably know, or I might have mentioned it. It was the Caroline Manning one called Thistle. I love it. I love the colours. It's just not for me. And I've seen a few other Caroline Manning completed. They look great. I'm like, oh wow, but I just kind of lose motivation. It's quite repetitive, which I think for some people is good, but for me not so good. Anyway, as I was saying, I am toying with the idea of something in 2024. I'm not sure. It may be Seasons of the Heart, or it may be this one here. And I don't have all the charts, so I still need to get a couple of the charts. And it's this one here by Little House Needleworks, but it's the Jack Frost Tree Farm. So I saw this completed on Instagram, I think it was, and I thought, oh, I like that. So that was part 1. That's part 2. Part 3. Part 4. And part 5. I need to get part 6 and 7. And apart from the top one, the rest are all, in my opinion, quite manageable for a monthly stitch along. So the top one is 183 by 49. Okay. And the rest of them are all around 59 by 59. And I've already got some of the threads, not all of them. And I'm toying with maybe one of these fibre on a whim fabrics. I'll be interesting, maybe the white will show up better on this one rather than the paler one. So this one is wheat, which I think is quite nice. And the other one is latte. So I'm actually in the Patchwork Rabbit Fabric of the Month for Fibre on a Whim. So yeah, depending on the white is eggshell. I don't have that yet. I had to kind of hunt around to try and get eggshell, so that's why I don't think it'll be a January 1st start. But maybe the wheat's a better option so that the white shows up. So yeah, they're kind of what I'm thinking about. I know, I shouldn't, I really shouldn't. I don't need any more whips. I love the whips I've got, but there's just too much good stuff out there. What else? I think maybe that's it, I think. So I'll give you a quick update on things here. Obviously, if you've been with me for a little while, gosh, I look a bit bedraggled, don't I? It's been a hard day at work. It's been a hard week. It's been a hard month. You know that my dad has both Alzheimer's and Lewy body dementia. And the thing about Lewy body dementia is that it kind of comes in waves. So there's times when he's really quite able-bodied, and there's other times when he's less able-bodied. Well, we seem to be in a period of less able-bodied. And I'm having a little bit of a deja vu here. So I'm kind of thinking this is not new. The period's obviously been a bit longer, because I think I've mentioned it before to you. But he still recognises us. When he's been asleep, he gets very confused, and he'll not even recognise my mum, and he'll be like, who are you? Are you my mum? So we have periods of that, and then we have other periods where he's absolutely not fine, but very lucid, cracking jokes, making fun, which is all really good. But it's with disappointment that I tell you we still haven't seen our dementia nurse, who was last here in May or June. And my mum is the main caregiver. I'm on the sidelines. My job is to promote and help my mum. But there are certain things that I need my mum to fight. She needs to agree. It's not my job to bully in here and do. That's not how it works. My job is to support her and take from her which she finds difficult or she wants me to do. But she doesn't really want anybody to do anything. So after many, many, many weeks of trying to gently persuade her that we needed to contact the dementia, the adult care unit again, and try and get them to review what was happening, because they've changed my dad's medication, but it's possibly time for a little readjustment. She finally phoned, which was great news to me, because I was under the impression that she would phone, they would leap into action, and it would all be good. Unfortunately, she explained, yeah, my husband's really deteriorating, these are the problems we're having, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, right, okay, so we need some more OT out to you. We need this, we need that. It was all very positive. I need to speak to the consultant about the medication and I'll phone you back. We're still waiting. And that was like, I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago. Hence my disappointment. And on one hand, I love the NHS because what they did with my leg, and they've fixed me. I'm as fixed as I'll ever be. But in other ways, the kind of adult care is very much lacking. And I shared this with some stitchers quite recently. My impression is now my mother thinks that she doesn't deserve anymore. She shouldn't expect anymore because she doesn't deserve anymore. She's not said it in those words, but I read the situation and that's how I see it. And that makes me bitterly unhappy. It makes me so sad that in the final years of my dad and ultimately my mum, this is how they get treated, and it's a very sad situation. And I don't want to get all emotional because that's the last thing I want to do, and I don't want to trigger anybody. But if you've stayed to listen to me talk about my dad, you know what I'm going to talk about. It's not a surprise. I'm not talking about rainbows and unicorns. This is the hard reality of dementia, which I know a lot of you have personal experience of. So, not to end on a downer, which I am sure I have deja vu, I've said that before. We are all looking forward to Christmas. I am particularly looking forward to a new year. Let's see what the new year brings. And be prepared for whatever does happen, because you never know. And then with those, I don't know, I don't want to be sad words, but I hope everyone has a nice vacation if you've got time off work. And if you are with family and that's what you enjoy, then I hope it's good. And if you're with family and it's not what you would normally choose, then I hope you've got strength to get through it. And this will be me saying bye-bye for 2023. And when I see you in 2024, no doubt I will have a higher whip count. No doubt I will have some more purchases and some more new projects. But I do it all for the love of stitching. That's why I do it. Okay. See you next year. Bye-bye.